Welcome back. Great to have you here on WKYT. It is one of those topics that's very easy to put off, but you also really need to think about it before it's too late.
Jennifer Hunter with UK's Extension Service is here to talk about estate planning. Thank you very much for coming in today. It is an important topic.
It is, and as we were just talking about, it's not a fun topic to think about or talk about, but it's very important to plan ahead and think ahead that unfortunately none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. And so the more that we think now, the more we put a plan in place, the more we communicate with our family, then the better prepared we are regardless of what may happen.
When is the best time to start that conversation?
So that's a great question. I do a lot of estate planning programs around the state, and people will come in and they'll say, well, you know, estate planning is just for old people, or it's just for really wealthy people. But that's really not the case, that there's certain aspects of an estate plan that's important for younger people. So if you have minor children, thinking about guardianship for them. So it's really important regardless of age, it's important regardless of wealth, that there's some parts of an estate plan, such as a durable power of attorney or planning for incapacity, that have nothing to do with how much money you actually have.
And really is a gift to your family because it takes away the worry.
Exactly. So I work with a lot of attorneys in estate planning, and they have a wealth of stories that they can tell, and you all probably know folks too that families have just fallen apart in the process of settling estate because there's a lot of disagreement or who's getting what and that type thing. So the more that we plan up front, we share with our family what our estate planning goals are, so what we're actually trying to accomplish with this plan, then the better those estates seem to be settled and kind of the less grief we have, at least in terms of what to do with stuff and how to distribute those assets after the fact.
Jennifer, as people gather, maybe this weekend, the Easter weekend, there'll be a lot of families home, and there are other times in the year you do that. I mean, is it in those special times that you say, oh, by the way, let's talk about
so
this?
Difficult approach.
Yeah, let's not do that. So, and sometimes people will try and do that. They'll say, well, we're all here at the Easter table, let's talk about this, or the Thanksgiving table, Christmas table. Let's not do this. Schedule a family business meeting and bring everybody in together at a time that's not emotional, that's not associated with something else, and have a sincere conversation with everyone. And I always tell folks that you don't have to tell them who's getting what and exactly what you're doing, but give them enough of a conversation so that they understand what your goals were and why you've made the decisions that you're making.
And once you have that plan in place, is this something where you need to revisit it periodically?
Yes. So you want to go back and revisit it on a fairly regular basis, kind of like your life insurance policies. If big things have happened in your life, maybe you've gotten married or had a child, or maybe you've lost someone in your life, or your executor is deceased or no longer willing to serve, those type things, you want to go back, just read it occasionally and say, that still fits, or nope, that doesn't still fit, and then go get it taken care of.
All right. The alternative is the state sorts it out for you,
exactly.
right?
The state does have estate planning laws for you. It's just if that meets your wishes or not.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me.
Enjoy the holiday weekend.
Yeah, good.